Now, I got a question.
Okay.
See, what you do is kind of, aimless work, right?
Uh-huh.
You're like, whatever, click, 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 click.
Yeah.
But I mean, people buy it and such. Would you pursue? Okay, here, let me preface it with this. So a lot of times nowadays, I see people when they ask, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Or "What do you want to be?" or "What are you looking to become?" A lot of people look up to becoming something like, um, a social media influencer, an actor, a rock star, someone who performs, someone who's in the limelight, someone who gets credit for this. I want to be an artist, a well-known artist. I want to be well-known for my sport. Everything has to do with kind of like a well-known and appreciated, a even a thing where people, they get thanks from it. Like, I want to go do this, and it'll be something very meaningful, and and you'll get a thank you pretty much from the person you're doing it for or whatever. Um, but a lot of what our society, our country is built on is people doing hard jobs, or they may not even be too crazy difficult, but jobs that kind of drive the everyday life and what the structure of life we see around us. But we don't know that they do that stuff. We don't know that they hold up so many pillars of our society, and they never get a thank you. They never even get a thought because we don't know they exist. Would you pursue one of those jobs if you knew that nobody would know what you ever do or give you a thank you for it?
Me
If it, yeah,
personally,
yeah, if it meant that it meaningful, like it may not be very grandiose, but it's impactful to your society. It's one of the things that keep daily life moving along. Would you do it if it meant that you will never get appreciation for it?
I think it always just kind of depends on said job.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like the majority of people doing these thankless jobs are just needing a job
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. And in those cases, those places are usually always hiring because of that reason. Uh, Me personally, I don't think I could do that, honestly. Um, don't get me wrong. I still do things without having any, acts of kindness, um, without letting anyone know. But having an actual job that impacts society is just a whole new level of, just I don't know how to word it. Just a whole new level of just, I guess, kind of an act of kindness that isn't seen. And I just don't think I could do that because as much as like I like helping people out, it's I don't want to be drained of my own energy from trying to do that every single day. Even if I did get a thank you or not, still a lot of work. It's gonna put a lot of pressure on said individual too.
Yeah. No, I mean, there is a preface. I mean, because we're being non-specific with jobs, it could be a job that's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You get vacation, you're not overworked, but it's just very impactful and nobody will ever know.
Give me
You know?
that job.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind if it was, good pay, you get, a set vacation, and they're not trying to like screw you in the ass or anything.
Yeah, give me that job.
Yeah. Okay, so you would pursue it even if nobody even knew and nobody ever cared what you did.
Yeah, if it's that job. But that sounds like a myth, a legend.
So really, as long as you're getting a decent job, you wouldn't give a shit. So I guess there's probably a lot of people who do those types of jobs, as long as they're getting paid, they, get their benefits and their vacation. They're like,
That's true.
yo, it's
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. It's pretty cool doing this. Nobody has to give a fuck about me. But I don't know. Because there are a lot of those jobs out there, and they're not even necessarily bad. They can be kind of artistic in nature. They can be practical, useful. They can be fun, but they're just not known per se. And I don't know. I guess what brought me to the thought was the amount of general selfishness that people have, that trying to steal the limelight, and they just want to be in the spotlight. They want to be the life of the party. They want to be the one that's known. And I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of that observation that a lot of people are that way. Not necessarily saying they're terrible people, but a lot of people are that way. So
I kind of know what you mean. Just it's even having someone like take your own idea and just pitching it as theirs is
yeah,
it's it sucks. It really does suck. I don't know.
you know what, that that pisses me the hell off when somebody does that. Um, but I guess it would be like, what for? If they're saying, oh, it was my idea, just for themselves to push themselves forward, and that's it, I'd be pissed off. But if they were like, yeah, it was my idea, but they didn't mean that in a like, oh, it was totally me, or they are the face of what said thing, and it's like, and it's toward a certain goal, I think I would care less if it were a toward a particular good goal or whatever. But it does get a little frustrating. Why is it though that we need recognition for our work?
Well, right now everything in this society is kind of based off money now. So it's I think
You think that's the
for
reason?
the most part it's just more of like the affirmation of like, hey, you did a good job and
Mhm.
here's a reward type of thing.
Because a lot of people I talk to, they don't care so much about money as much as getting recognition, in the sense that they want their work to be known, that they do good work.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to give them a bonus every time something happens, or something crazy, or or a gift every time they do something good. They just want credit for, hey, I did this, and when you say this thing happened, just slap my name on there,
Yeah.
and that's it. I don't need the money.
I think it's
Why is that a driver?
okay. So the money is attached, but
I'm talking
obviously,
to times when it's not.
yeah. No, I'm just saying the money's always attached. It's always attached, whether you want it or not. It's always attached. Um, but I think it's more of just that personal achievement, like you achieve something and you're getting somewhere. I think that it's just that feeling of endorphins rushing and you achieving something that is recognized by other people.
I'm not quite sure
So
completely about that. I feel like I agree with you in many situations on that, but I do know they're like, there's somebody I know, they're working at a place, like they do a good job where they're at, but everyone who seems to be doing a sleazy job somehow gets the benefits, the perks, the whatever, for doing a crap job. They haven't been late for years. They catch all these things that they're supposed to catch, all these mistakes that people make, and you know, usually they put up like, hey, this person did a good job doing this, and their work seems to go unnoticed, and there's not money attached to it, right?
mhm.
And I remember them telling me, it's like, man, I just want, like, I don't care about this other crap they're giving us, or I'm not trying to tear these other people down for being put up on the board. Just like, when I do something, I would like my name to be on there. I would like the recognition that that is my work. Like, give me a pat on the back. That's it. Like, I don't need anything more. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and do this shit again. This is my job. I'm just doing my job. At least give me like just a thanks for, or a, hey, this person did their job.
Well, I think that's just a lack of management
Hmm.
in an establishment because,
Well,
yeah, someone can be working very hard. The person slacking can, they set their bar themselves, you know.
Mhm.
If they go anything above that, it'll be noticed because they've been doing, you know, the least amount that they possibly can. And so when they get above that threshold, it's more noticeable rather than setting a bar already super high and just staying at that same level. It's just like, oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
measure change,
You
not
don't really-
necessarily level.
You don't, yeah, pretty much. So you don't really notice it as much.
So I don't disagree, but my question is more toward why is recognition so important to people? Not saying it's not important to me, but why is that such a driver, such a thing, even for people who don't care about the limelight? They just want their things they do good to at least have their name attached to it.
I can't really say anything different. Affirmation.
Okay.
Like I said, it just feels good to be noticed for doing
Yeah.
something good.
I guess that is the case.
I don't really know what else.
Yeah,
to add
no,
to it.
I don't know. It was just a thought.
Well, what do you think goes into it? Why do you think, you know,
Recognition.
yeah,
Why do people want recognition? Yeah, that's hard. Well, I guess because their work, because when they put work into something, it's not going to nothing. I guess that would be so that affirmation that you're talking about, that when you do your job correctly, like it's not trash, it's not wasted, it's not going into the bin. Like you're doing your job, and that's what you should be doing. Good job.
yeah, it's like we're
You know?
pets to society, you know.
Pets to
every now and
not
then
even in
we need a good boy.
like not even in the sense of like a job though, just in general, like when you interacting with people. I don't know, I just hate saying society and then problems. But yeah, I guess that would make a little sense. The affirmation of yes, I'm doing what I'm doing is fine. It's not wasted.
Sometimes you need to not just ask, you know, who's a good boy. Sometimes you need to ask, how's a good boy? You know,
That's more like mental state. It's like, are you doing okay? Like, nah, I'm fucking great. Just fine. And then they go, you don't seem okay. Or like, I'm not. That's how that goes.